honestly, guys, one thing I just want to point out to you guys, MllePeps has been playing for. Oh wait, it wasn't MllePeps. Casterrapier, sorry. She started playing AOE4 a month ago. That's crazy. She's on the semis after a month, and yeah, she does come from AOE2 and Red Alert too. So there's some background. There's some. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, and do we have English? Yes, we do. Do we have HRE? Yes, we do. Is this my favorite matchup in the world? Yes, it is. I'm so excited. I love this one. Dry Arabia. Oh, okay. Well, from which side do you hate it? Oh, why? It's awesome. You get to go for horses as HRE? You get to go for longbows as English?
Work,
My
mine, work, mine, work, mine, work.
Nice work. Oh, Cal is muted, by the way.
I'll fix it, I'll fix it, I'll fix it.
Okay. Okay. Oh, never mind, guys. We're back. We're back. Promise. Promise. So, yes, I see Zanoop mentioning that Vietnamese players, I thought they all played AoE1. She is the outstanding lady who is not, which is actually surprising because, yes, I also know that Vietnamese players are very much into AoE1. So, glad to see some representation on the AoE4 grounds. So, MllePeps snacking on a full one sheep, not too fond of that scouting that has gone on. Casterrapier, how many did she get? Oh no, never mind. Spoke too soon.
Spoke too soon. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a pretty even split right now. Yeah, so I don't know. I still remember watching Wololo, and it was like I watched the finals of AOE1. And I was like, okay, this looks pretty good. And I was like, oh, now it's a stomp. And apparently it was at the point. I don't remember who said it, but it was almost like it was just a practice game for the guy who won. But glad to see some of them moving over to AOE4 as well. I've had a little bit of contact with the Korean community, but not as much with the Vietnamese or Asian community in general. So, you know, glad to see some people moving over from there as well and coming over to our tournaments. I do know that Taiwan actually had a 2v2 tournament with only Taiwanese players. So there is definitely a community of players. But now we are going to have a French versus Vietnamese matchup today. And as you said, MllePeps was in her stream yesterday, and just wished her good luck. She didn't think, or wait, was it MllePeps? I'm confused actually on myself here.
What do we wish her?
We wished her good luck.
That sounds about right. Now, I'm honestly surprised about Pepino Pig because we saw this from yesterday. Pepino Pig was someone who was dropped out in a round just before this against Casterrapier, I believe. And now we're seeing Casterrapier taking her down in a 2-1, meaning I'm expecting MllePeps to not be an easy opponent in this, and Casterrapier to come in swinging. This is not something I expect that's going to be easy, because I think she's improving with every single game. These players, both of these players, they didn't seem to have those nervousness problems that many of the players do. I feel like both of these are very, very confident in general in their gameplay.
Yeah, and confidence is key when you go with the Abbey of Kings. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, you are not wrong. That requires some big bravery, which I'm sure she's absolutely made of. And this is something you don't do in tournaments if you're not used to it. One thing, as someone who used to make a lot of meme builds, the moment I played into a tournament, I was like, oh, I need to play standard. So I don't think this is the first time MllePeps is pulling out an abbey of memes. She knows what she's doing, and she's gonna go tell the Holy Roman Empire, "Hello, look at my king, my king." All the way.
King. So yeah, we'll have to see. That there's a couple of options. Casterrapier needs to make sure it's an English TC.
Oh, the machine gun TC takes another W. BM from Mademoiselle with the scout picking up that sheep. Ah, it goes down.
Does go down, and we have a couple of options here now for Casterrapier. I'll probably just move into a fast castle here, and the reason for that is, well, you can't really out pressure the king. It's basically a knight, right? And MllePeps actually has a couple of options herself, and looks like she wants to be going up to the castle. If you look at her distribution right now, not that many on wood, and no interest in dropping a barracks or archer range.
And this is something I have never even thought about at this point. Knowing that you can, when you're dealing with a civilization like HRE, you know they're gonna go for castle pretty quickly. You know you need to make a plan against that. So why not go for the knight, force them off of gold, delay their castle, and just go for castle yourself. Go pick up those relics, girl, while you're at it. This is really well played by Mademoiselle already. And if she does this right, we're gonna have a French versus French final. So, French community currently not in shambles.
Not in shambles, not at all. I guess we'll pull out a little bit of French we know together and cast that series in French.
Oh, yeah. The only word I know is Mademoiselle and Marine Lord's bad French accent that I try to pull off every single time. So, I cannot support you in this. But I'm seeing here that MllePeps is not... Yeah, she's not spending her resources on anything except for that king. Like you said, she's just going pure castle. Something I'm absolutely shocked about. And this food is out there. With those 3 spearmen, they should be able to hold off the king. But Caster is scared. And I would be too.
Yeah, I mean, we do have an archery range that's being dropped here as well, which I think... I mean, I understand what MllePeps is doing right now. You know, sees the spears just getting a couple of longbowmen, and just to deter those spears from building up a little bit and just keep them away. Make sure that that king is safe and can harass as much as possible. So we do have walls as well coming up, and a neutral sheep here that never got gathered up. Big satch. But we have deer that is available.
He's gonna live a very long life, unfortunately for him, on a map where his destiny was being farmed. But we're already seeing a very early farm transition, and this is not optimal for HRE. When HRE goes for farms this early, you know they had trouble. And she's starving. She needs food, she needs to get to castle. She knows it. But while she's thinking about, how am I going to castle? MllePeps is already ready to drop that king's palace and go for the next one, and she drops it on the beer.
The beer?
On the deer. I am South African. I mean, you know we like a good beer.
I mean, Holy Roman Empire, there are modern day Germany, right? And Germans like their beer, so... You know? Could see it happening. I mean, Byzantines have olive oil, aka wine, so...
And that is actually quite true. But now that gold has been denied as well, just a little bit. And a sweet little villager kill as a result is delicious. I mean, what you're dealing with in this case is denying an HRE from... Oh, and that one goes down.
Oh, no.
This is starting to be a really scary game. She just wants to get that gold back, and there's no way for her to get any gold right now. But she also
needs
food.
Gold? Is there enough gold?
There's at the bottom. No. There is some secret gold. There's some secret gold, but she needs food too.
Yeah, but she's like 13 gold away here.
But she's also 150 food, so she still has a lot more problems than just denying a little gold. Oh, the castle age is up. I feel like this is just gonna be quick in and out. The moment the upgrades come through now, luckily for Peps, she doesn't... Oh, luckily for Rapier, Peps doesn't have a lot of gold, so she can't just pump out a bunch of upgrades. But, you know, English has cheap farms. English has a lot of things going for them. So honestly, I would expect a nice big push here. Rigna's Cathedral coming up now. She's gonna try to get those relics, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Peps also going for the relics, but she might as well just go for the kill too. There's so many choices for... Oh, and she might lose more villages to this as well. the cathedral is not in the optimal spot against these two longbows. And this, I would not be surprised if it gets called right here.
It's gonna be, I mean, it's pretty brutal right now. Denied, I mean, these are small longbows. I mean, getting so much work in the king as well on the backside. Losing the scout, yes, but denying the age-up timing, which is the most important part here. Remember, MllePeps have been on 2 TC, and I have to say as well, this is a really great position for that second town center. Secures up the deer. Now, I have a hard time for Rapier to actually coming properly back into this game. It's going to be hard to move out on the map, right? We have a knight in queue for MllePeps. So how are you going to get these relics?
Well, at least there are some spearmen to accommodate them, but I don't think these spearmen are going to be enough because you just put one longbow to escort them, and the dreams are dead. The relic dreams are dead. So the cathedral is not the answer you need to survive this. So I'm not too sure this is gonna go too well for our caster lady. The moment that cathedral's up, if I can see 2 relics in an inventory, I would be surprised. The thing is, we don't know how aggressive Peps is. Peps could just be a person who's going to sit back, let it go, or she's going to be aggressive with that knight. And I would expect that with a knight. She's a very aggressive player. She doesn't sit in our base. She takes action. She's a woman of action.
Yeah, we have a woman at arms in the game, so might as well just have a woman in action as well, right?
Wait, which one?
Woman at arms, Jeanne d'Arc. I mean,
Yeah.
not in this game.
Oh, not this one. But we do have a French player, so we can just reference Jean as we need.
Very true, very true.
So, what I'm expecting here from Peps is just a lot more units. I mean, she wouldn't risk anything going for the age up, you know. But I would imagine a fast Imperial. That would be the most fun I would have seen ever.
No. Fast
That's something
Imperial
I would
Berkshire
do.
drop.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh, in the base. But okay, she's not that far ahead. Let me calm down there. But that 10 villager lead is going to start showing. The upgrades are coming in. Wheelbarrow Bartige, siege engineering. She hasn't even got aggressive, defensive, anything. She is just going for pump. And that is what we're going to see with that siege engineering.
Now, one of the things I would have liked to see from MllePeps, if you watch this back, is instead of going for this farm transition when you have the deer, you're playing against the HRE and one of the power spikes of the HRE, and you know there's a Whamenqt Cathedral. You would have been able to at least pick up 2 of these relics at the moment, and a third one in your back of the base here is definitely safe. So you could have denied 2 relics away from the HRE on Whamenqt, so you're effectively denying 4 relics for them. And they're the HRE as well, right? And if there's a single relics inside of any of these outposts, then you're gonna have a really hard time denying the gold. So could have had that wood to drop a monastery, and you know, it's free gold for you as well, and you can take and start pressuring these sacred sites. However, she does have those knights to do a little bit of the same work that can be done, and the timing on this. Magnifique.
Is magnifique. Oh, I know that word too. I'm glad that Caster has picked up 2 relics. Though. This is not something I honestly expected. But look at that scout telling that beating that villager. Hey, why is there a market in the corner? Are we gonna see an English trade? I have gone English trade, and I respect the English trade.
I mean, to be fair, English trade with the Abbey of Kings, I can see it work. I can see it work.
Oof. I don't know, Mr. Cow. I think there are a lot more problems. I just see a ram. I don't even see other units. You know, when people say, I don't see height when they're on Tinder, I don't see units. I just see ram. Right now, those longbows are going to snack on the men-at-arms. They don't have upgrades. But the ram is back there.
Yeah. Blacksmith upgrades lacking from both players here right now, but is able to deter away the ramp for the time being, so we'll have a little bit more safe. And Knights weren't in on the action, and that scout is one. It will soon take that villager.
Oh, I'm just surprised she hasn't noticed. But with that lead, you can let that poor villager go. It has served its purpose. It's ran kilometers and kilometers to build a market. It is
Oh wait,
And
how did the
king
king
is
get back
coming
here?
up. I think they got walled in. Ooh. Oh no, maybe they just did a runaround, trying to get a
I
kill.
think maybe back here and then all army hotkey. Anyways, king dead happens. We'll be going on to King George II anytime shortly, and we did actually have a sneaky relic pick up here. Actually able to pick the one that's pretty much in the base of MllePeps here. Now, we are going to be having a fight here, though. There is a lot of men-at-arms and a couple of knights as well. So I like the army composition from Casterrapier here a little bit better. But this one gonna be tough.
I would like to see another ram, please. Peps, you do have the wood for this. If you mean business, you need to make another ram. This is HRE. HRE buildings do not die to one ram, they need more. And also, you have so many resources. See, this is another thing that she's not sure what she's doing right now. She's like, am I going all in?
Ooh,
And that
pretty
could
rough.
that is going to be a very big pickup. Ooh, a very, very big one. But the knights are at the back of the base, going to kill a few more villagers. And when you only have 45, that is a destruction. And these knights don't get as much as they need. Villagers might go down. Oh, look at that base. The knights are cleaning up. Oh, they're cleaning up so many villages. There's 42 villages, 15 idle, 16 idle, 40 villages left. It's a destruction.
Whoa, coming in. Make sure the villagers are safe. The knights can't do too much more, but the fight's still going in on the middle. And right now, this knight, the king, is doing work and has to deter off the rest of the army and has to go back to defend their own base right now. Right in the back of the base was cleaned up at the same time though, but still, the fight's happening.
And these guys are just all getting cleaned up. And if you had 2 rams there, I think that could have been a really strong push. But again, MllePeps, she's floating 1,300 wood. Turn those into farms. You are English. When you have wood farms, then you would have more food. You need to decide what your game plan is. When she was floating a lot of food as well, it felt like she was not sure, okay, am I going all in? Am I just going to go to a RAS? I have a ram here, I have my army here. And then she just didn't commit to the decision. And I think this might be the one thing that'll separate her from just climbing to the next rank. Knowing or deciding what you do and making sure your macro follows exactly what you have set your mind out to do. But now, oh, accidentally garrisoned the little prelate, but 4 relics.
Yeah.
Caster 4 relics. I was wrong.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? It goes a little bit back to what I said earlier with that monastery. If you're able to pick up those relics, you've denied a lot of gold and a lot of resources away from the HRE. If we look at the gold right now, 0 villagers and gold, but still sitting at 480. That will climb up shortly because that was just garrisoned up to 540. And that's a lot of free income that you have right now.
Oh, and these units, all those knights are not looking to run into a bunch of spearmen, but again, you don't have really the unit composition for that. There's a Lunchknecht in there, but he's not getting targeted. Did she right-click? I think she right-clicked. She right-clicked on a unit. Oh no, but the Lunchknecht do get us around. They clean up a little bit of the army, but longbows, they pack a punch or an arrow.
Still in on the mix here though, and yeah, there is some spearmen in the back here, but really good job here of dealing with that. And look at MllePeps' queue right now, 13 man-at-arms in queue. Oh my.
And is this a sign of a desperate lady clicking buttons? Or is this the sign of a confident woman who's about to end MllePeps' career with a lot of men-at-arms? We know what men-at-arms can do, and they do pretty well against longbows.
But look at this as well. One thing I have to commend here from MllePeps is doing the tower leapfrogging, and except for this one. That's unfortunate. But she's leapfrogging in the towers. She started in the middle of the map, just extending the tower range further and further forward, so she always has a place to fall back and take an advantageous fight. But she's still looking to see if there is somebody out on these pocket resources. Knows that the HRE has gone out of food, but look at the farm transition that Casterrapier has done. That's the most important part.
And the farm transition is great and all, but I'm not sure if she has the other resources to sustain making units. And she's floating a lot of food again. She's She has the food now, but she doesn't have the gold. She doesn't have. Oh, she could be making wood units, but she's not making units with that food. And this is again, spend your resources. Your army will look great. As one spearman is better than having one less spearman, even if they're not countering the opponent's units. And I know that you need to make a choice here. And we see, unfortunately, Peps has moved her units with her ram, so they're moving really slowly. These units can catch up, but with a 30 villager lead, I don't think this is going to be something that she comes back from, even if she wins this fight.
Well, does have 4 relics, has a lot of income as well, right? And if we this army will have been nullified by Casterrapier if only she had heavy maces right now. It's an important upgrade, but I still think she can take this fight head on. I mean, she has a lot of Whamenqt, which does help in on the mix. Is able to clean up the rams in the back of the base, and a nice surround here coming in. But is it enough, though? That's the question, because the longbows is taking a lot of shots on the man-at-arms.
Those longbows are just doing too much work. And even though longbows don't necessarily do well against men-at-arms, when you have enough longbows, they do great against men-at-arms. You just need to make sure you put a lot in there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you play English against HRE. You just keep denying resources, be in their base. So, honestly, a very tough matchup for Caster, but she held her own. She tried, she ran around, but Peps just looks a little bit too strong. And this is why one ram is not enough. Look, that ram was just pumping away. And emergency repair says, nah.
Not today. King coming in, gonna be slaughtered as quickly as possible. It is English and French tradition anyways. But here we go again, fights around, Whamenqt getting in on the mix here, doing a lot of damage, doing really great here actually. But I just don't think it will be enough against the longbow mass.
Oh, that is so many longbows. I would like to see 20 more so that we can just start like half HPing every men-at-arms. That's just fun.
10 more men-at-arms coming in.
And the men-at-arms machine doesn't stop. MllePeps is just looking confident, going into the base. And there is going to be nothing left when those men-at-arms are done. They might be low HP, but they can take a lot of damage, especially with the upgrades already on them. The villagers are trying to get into the TC, hoping those shots come off, but there's not even ranged upgrades, so the TC doesn't fire that extra 1 damage against men-at-arms.
Stay alive!
They're barely killing it.
Stay alive! Oh!
Emergency repair. Emergency repair.
It wasn't enough.
Not enough. Not today. And the Rams just don't care. They're going through. The men-at-arms are just smacking everything. But MllePeps is not closing out the game easily because Casterrapier says, you gotta work for it, girl. So let's see if she expects her to clean up all those landmarks. No, she does not. She taps out. She is ready to roll into the next game and show us that she also has a shot at the finals.